Origin of the universe. Universe has always been a mystery to mankind. Humans are curious to know how the universe came into existence. How could it maintain itself? And what will happen to it after billions and billions of years later? This is why different scientists have proposed different theories related to the origin of the universe. As no one can travel back in time to see what happened, only theories are proposed on the current available data and some logical explanations. The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is the most common and widely accepted theory amongst all astrophysicists. The theory states that, in the beginning, there existed a tiny atom very small, but having tremendously concentrated form of matter. This particle was so small that it could not be seen through naked eye. This atom started to shrink within itself. A point came where the temperature and the pressure inside the atom was so extreme that it exploded with an unimaginable force, giving out first superheated cloud of subatomic particles. When it cooled down, it gave rise to galaxies, stars, planets, and solar systems. After some billions of years, life arose and finally human. Though this theory was proposed, scientists were not able to describe the initial point where all the universe was concentrated in a single point. If, at all, universe matter was concentrated in a single point, that point would have been billion times bigger than an atom. So, it contradicts the theory of single-point concept. An Vedic philosopher has an answer to this. He believes the Supreme Being can be the smallest of small like an atom, or the largest of large like a universe. Though scientists reject this theory, calling it unscientific, but this is the best explanation and answer to our single-point theory. Infinitely rebounding universe. Infinitely rebounding universe theory states that there is no starting point or an ending point of the universe. The universe forms, expands, and then shrinks into a single point. Then again it forms, expands, and shrinks. This continues as a repetitive cycle infinitely, and hence the name. Though this theory has answered as to what was before the single point, but it gave rise to other unanswered questions such as, who caused the first bounce? What was the purpose of the initial bounce? Vedic philosophy has an answer to this. The Supreme Being created this universe from his manifestation, maintains it, and finally destroys it. This process is repeated infinitely. Same is told in Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna. Though the concept of Supreme Being is unacceptable to the scientists, it is the best-known solution to the theory to make it acceptable. The inflationary model. Physicist Alan Guth proposed that there existed cosmic clouds with different temperatures. The areas where the temperature is hot expand. Even there are some areas which are too cold, and these areas, instead of shrinking, they expand more rapidly, like we see in ice. This theory eliminates the problem of origin and states that it all happens by chance. Further, physicist explains that these expansions happen due to closely related forces like gravitational force, kinetic force, electrical force, radiational force, and magnetic force. Further advancement in this theory was the implementation of grand unified theory, which explains fusion reactions between forces. Physicist Alan Guth further proposed that the superheated region emerges from quantum vacuum. When positron and electron collide, they form a particle which can vanish into nothingness. Thus, he stated that the universe is created from nothing, and can vanish into nothing. Though this theory is near to the Vedic theory, it fails to explain as to why the temperature heating occurs and what initiates it. Expanding universe theory. The expanding universe theory states that the universe exploded with a great force, and stars and galaxies were formed. Though this theory is somewhat similar to the Big Bang theory, but it is a bit different as it does not speak of the initial single point of start. The red shift observed in far galaxies proves that galaxies are moving from each other, releasing energies. Still, the question of the origin of the universe remains unanswered. Steady-state theory. This theory is the newest proposition by scientists and is also backed by Einstein's concept of relativity. Theory states that the universe is neither expanding nor contracting. It is a huge source of energy and no matter. Time and space is relative does not exist in this model. Any loss of energy in any part is equal to the amount of energy gained in other parts of the universe. The total energy in the universe remains constant. Humans have been searching for the answer to the origin of universe from ages. Their search paths may be different, but still, the mystery of the origin remains.